So here I'll put the scaling on 110 so we can see a better look at the details. Alright, I'll go over to the roof plan and then we go over here. So I'll select the cut that we have and move it over here. After that, I can use align to lock the copied version to here. And there's also an important point that I should mention here. We can go over here to the 3D plan and put this on wireframe setting. Then I can go over here and hit tab to select this system. Then I'll hold shift and deselect this piece. We can also copy this piece and move it as well. So copy in the plan that we have here, and then I'll uncheck the multiple box, and then I'll copy from this aux over here to this one right here because they're pretty much identical. Then we go over into this cut and we can see what we have here. So now we just have to connect these two pieces up so we can get rid of the warning. And there we go. So now let's go back to the 3D view and let's see what we can do from over there. Here I'll increase the depth of the section box. This part is actually inside of the beam itself. And in places like these, when you have the beams drawn, you have the ability to control the area and manipulate it. And if you actually pay attention to this part over here, this part is actually having a collision with the beam in this place. Now we can move this around to get the optimum placement that we desire. And another point is that you can go over to the visibility graphics menu and select the architectural file from the Revit links and find the walls in the menu. Then click on the override option and put the transparency on 50%. Alright, then apply. And this way we can see the beams and the detailings that have been moved outside of the walls, like this. And so in a lot of situations, we don't have to hide the elements to see what has been changed. Now in the next part of the tutorial, if you actually pay attention to this part, this has actually become the drain itself. And it's written under the system type as well. But this one starts green, but the rest of it is blue. So the starting part is actually sanitary, and the rest of it is drain type. Now in order to solve this issue, we can go over to the cut here. So we actually move the cut over here and then open it up. And then here, let's separate these two parts. So the part where the color is green is actually the system. So I'll hit tab. Then we get the dashed lines around it and the box that highlights the area. Then we go to the edit systems option and remove this part from the system using the remove option. And now the coloring is black. So after that, I'll connect it to this. So now the color changes to blue and then the type becomes drain. So try to do these carefully so you can have a correct network. And in a lot of the situations, you can actually go over to the system browser option and check out what you have in the system. For example, we have the two drains here that we can also see in the plan and use them. Alright, now let me open up the column settings menu and let's see what we have here. We have the size and the flow. So we'll check the room name and room number options and the flow direction as well and hit OK. So it doesn't show anything yet because we don't actually have any rooms. Overall, this can be extremely helpful to us and it helps us to see what kinds of sections are included in our system. So I'll close it for now and we go over to the plan once again. Let's go over to the north view and see what we can do from there. We just have to wait for the command to be confirmed and then we'll see from there. Alright, so I'll click on the roof once again, which is level 25.7. I actually want to see what the water and rain system looks like, And if we take a look at it in the detailing of the AutoCAD file, we can see the RL 1 through 3 that are here. So we'll go over to the roof plan and we can see we have the RL type 3 here. Then we have the drain and then a riser over here which goes down. And then over here we have RL type 2. Then we have a drain over here which the riser goes down through here. So overall we have the different types, the RL1, 3 and 2, in each of which you can see the drain and the riser and the flow of the water. Alright, so right here we have a riser which we've already modeled in the architectural plan. Then the drain is next to it, so I'll use the place on face option to put the drain right here. And then after that I'll select the cut line that we have here and move it up here. So up here I'll use rotate and rotate it for about 90 degrees and place it like this. Let me just move it out first, and then using a line I'll lock it to this part so we can be sure. I'll decrease the size of the area to have this one piece, and then I'll open up the cut. Alright, and then here we can see what we have, and the riser is here as well. It's right here in the middle. So the flow of the water goes from the drain to here. And if we take a look at this in the AutoCAD file, we can see where we have the hatches that open up. And then this goes all the way through till it reaches the level 2 where we have another drain which connects to the riser. And then all this goes to the absorbing well. Alright, so we'll go over to the cut and select the drain that we have. Right click on it and select the draw pipe option. Alright, so this is actually the 5-inch type, so I'll put the diameter on 125 millimeters. Then we do the drawing side of the plan, move this down a bit, and we draw down to this point right here. After that, we have a 45-degree angle. Cancel this. Alright, then I'll disconnect the drain and the piping. After that, I'll hit tab and select the drain, and then select the edit system option. Then here, remove from system, and then finish it up. Then I'll select one of the newly drawn piping pieces, and through the menu, I'll select the drain type for the system. Now I'll connect the piping to the drain. So all of this gets counted as drain type. Then I'll delete the new parts that we have on the bottom, and then using the copy tool I'll copy the rotating section and move it down here, and then I'll select the align tool and lock it up to the system. Now this all looks fine up to this point. Let me just select it and move it upwards a bit, and then right click and select the draw pipe option. Cancel on this, and then I'll start drawing the pipe from the last piece that we've drawn using the 125 millimeter diameter using the selected pipe type. After connecting the system to the riser using a 45-degree angle, we go down here, stop right here, and then delete the newly drawn pipe. Then select the rotating piece, and using the mirror tool, copy it and paste it right over here. This method might be a bit quicker. So I'll disconnect it from the system and then connect it once again to be sure. Now this part right here could be a challenge in itself because we have to pay attention to the space of the fittings in this part and how we can manipulate them. Now this piece is wrong because it's actually 40 degrees instead of 45. So select the piping again and put the angle on 45. Let me just check if the rest of them are 45 as well. Then select a new piece and using mirror, we'll copy it over here. Now you can see the difference of the angle. Alright, so disconnect and connect once again. And then we'll go over to the systems tab and select the pipe tool once again. And draw some pipe in the gap that we have right here in the system. Then using trim, I'll connect these up. First the left side and then the right. Now they haven't connected up yet because we do get the yellow warning. In all of the parts of the system, you need to get rid of the warning and be sure to connect all of them up. Let me just move it up a bit so we can get it just right. So select this bit and move it up. Alright, so select this other bits and then move it once again, and I think it's about just fine. Alright, then I'll zoom out and open up the cuts to see the whole detailing and get to see what the rest of the riser ends up as. So this goes all the way down here, and if we extend the plan, we can see where it ends up. It goes through all of the levels till it ends up in the drain well.